Alright, so the Miata kinda blew up. Kinda. Alright, so I just went ahead and took the bolt for the oil feed line off my old motor, and we're gonna go ahead and swap this car back to NA. I left it at Home Depot in the parking lot, blowing up, and took off the old feed line, tried to search for it at a few stores down the street, and couldn't find anything of the sort, so I went ahead and ordered it on Amazon. Should overnight ship, and yeah, so let's just get this car back NA, let's get it back home, and then we can returbo it when the line comes back in. Alright, so I got the bolt in the bag, and I got the headers here. We don't need this feed line right now, but let's go put this on the car. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. Alright, so we're back at the site. A lot of oil. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this header right onto here, and hopefully the car will work to get back home. So the mic went ahead and cut off right here, but I went ahead and fully got the turbo out, and shout out Home Depot for letting me stay in the parking lot and work on this. It was quite a process and took me about like 3 hours. So I finally got it done. We're back to NA now, and the O2 sensor from the gauge is back in the car and threaded into the OEM manifold. Now we can pretty much just get this thing home. Just buttoned up this real quick, and then we were hitting the road. Didn't know if it was going to have any problems driving, but we got it back up, and now we're going to try to head it home and see what happens. Again, for real, shout out to the Home Depot workers too. They came out and they asked me if I needed any help to go to the service center and see if they could do anything for me, but I just wanted to do it on my own. It was quite a bit of fun, actually, not gonna lie, doing this, but the people that passed by, shout out to you guys. You guys were the homies. Shout out to my mother. She came out. She made everything happen. I was stranded, and I was going to just call an Uber to get home, but she showed up because she's a G. Gang. Love you, Mom. And, yeah, let's just get this thing home now. Back to NA, boys. Should be good to go. Loud as hell. Hopefully I don't get pulled over on the way home, but we're pretty close, so should be good. And ironically, if you look at my dash, this is what happens when it hits this number, guys. Watch out. Don't be somewhere far when you hit that number, man. Especially in an old car. I'm lucky. The Miata's been sitting for about a day. I kind of have a little bit of time to see what I can do about the feed line. What happened was the sheathing around the braided steel line melted because of the downpipe, so I have to finish that. But besides the story of that, I need to create a brake line because I have a decent amount of that. I have 2 packages of like 50 feet. I found these fittings that I've had laying around for a long time, and they fit the AN line little nipples there. So I'm gonna crimp this. I just went ahead and bought a Harbor Freight tubing flare kit, and I'm just gonna flare these out to fit this, and then bend the rest of the line, and then do the same for that, and then I should have a nice little hard line for the Miata and not have to worry about that anymore, and the 240 should get the same treatment. Alright, so I have the line flared, and the end is on it, so now all I have to do is thread this into the block, and then kind of mock up the rest of it while the turbo is on, and bend everything else with the bender. Alright, so I have the line bent from the oil feed on the block up to the dipstick, right over to here, and then I just need to make a small bend going down and put the fitting on it, and that should be good. Alright, so I finally got the last bend, and now I just need to flare it, put this on, and we should be good to go. Alright, so I finally got the entire line made. Got it bolted up right there to the feed port. Comes all the way up, nice little bend here. Got a nice little heat shield on it. I may slice it in half and slide some of that up here. Now that all of that is set, I went ahead and took it off of the spare block, and now we can install the new hardline as well as the turbo kit once again, and everything should be okay. First, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the little block off bolt for the oil feed. You always want to put some Teflon tape or some thread locker on these AN fittings, just so that way there are no leaks guaranteed. And then you want to do that on every single port that is being tightened. Got the line beautifully installed right down there. Sneaks right past the hose and the dipstick. Lines up with the valve cover nice too. I'm hyped on it. I hope it doesn't leak. I'll let you guys know for sure if it does. Just so if you want to do this to yours, then you can. But if it leaks, then I'll try to figure out a solution of making it a little bit better. Alright, so I had the entire setup in, and the feed line works. Oil came out of it after I disconnect it. So, sick, but not sick, because I have two studs that I need to pull out of here. This one's coming out right now. That one's, yeah, quite a bitch. But there's also another one down here I could use, which I'm going to thread that bolt in there and cut the head off, and we'll be good. So I went ahead and got both of those heads cut off the bolts and threaded in pretty tight, so that way these are good as new studs. And now we can go ahead and throw the downpipe back on and get this back in the car finally. Got everything back in. I'm just gonna bolt this line back up, and we're gonna start the car and make sure it doesn't leak again. So now that we got everything in, let's start this pig. We back, baby. Thanks for watching this short little video of me getting stranded. It was quite a little process of swapping this thing back to NA in the parking lot of Home Depot, but we are turboed up again. No lines are leaking. I made my own hard line, as you can see there, and we're gonna go ahead and do some pulls. End the video here. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.